Hello, there is this particular part which is this particular number 5, which is the entry section. When the market pulls back to the left, 15 minutes fair value gap, preferably within 1 to 2 hours. I prefer 2 hours. Then take trades when 15 minutes candle close in your direction. If you like, you can still refine to 5 minutes for more precision. Let me use this to explain that particular entry. So I've already, the rest of the checklist is already marked, so this is the last part of the entry. So you wait for the market to come there. Should preferably be, I prefer within 1 hour or 2 hours, and then you wait for 15 minutes to align in your direction. As you can see, 15 minutes aligns in your direction, and then now you shift to 5 minutes to look for possible pullback and then a continuation. So that is the part that is never that clear. As you can see, the market has already even tapped onto the fair value gap, so we should expect a small pullback and then a continuation. So what do we see? We get a pullback to still confirm and tap on the area of the order block, and then we get a push up and then a second one. If you want to get entries on 5 minutes, always wait to get 2 candles to move your direction before you look for entry. So the entry should be at the retest somewhere there, and then stop loss you can have here for a tight one, but since there is still a small imbalance here, you can just have it as, let's say, some 10 pip stop loss or 10.6 is okay, and then you target a 1 to 4, because that is what the checklist demands, that we always look for at least a 1 to 4 trade. So this is how the trade should look like. Because I've realized that in most of my videos I rarely talk about the entry part, because it's I give so many options. So this is only for entries that are involving refining. So as you can see, this was a tap of 1 to 4, and then the market started to pull back overnight. So this should have been take profit 1 to 4, because that is what this strategy recommends. Now in the instance of where you wanted to take a safe stop loss, putting it below here, which is extremely unnecessary, this should have been a 1 to 2.8. so you can walk out or still keep holding and take at least a 1 to 4, or even just a 1 to 5 is still fine. So but just be aware that now that one you have to swing for a day or even 2 days. So let's see if 1 to 6 came through. Let's see if 1 to 6 came through, but preferably you should have just taken 1 to 5. That's on average. 1 to 5, 1 to 4 is very okay with this strategy. By the way, you can also swing it to even 1 to 20. Not all the time the market will favor you as usual. So this is how this trade went. Let's see if it went for at least a 1 to 6. So this is still moving, and then this will be very much frustrating when the market keeps moving up and down like this without heading to the take profit. Obviously, if you are in this trade, you should have closed by here. Now you should have closed. So I think that is the highest it went. I'm not sure. This was the highest it went. This was a 1 to 4 already there. If you're still holding, let's see if it pulled back. Let's see if it went beyond that. So I don't think if it went beyond that, but let's just see. So this would be so much holding that is unnecessary. So eventually it went for a 1 to 4, which is the needed, and that is the most optimum, which is 1 to 4 risk to reward. Now if you took it after refining 5 minutes, provided you don't see an imbalance, or fair value gap, immediately you get 5 minutes entry. Just take the trade the way it is. If you don't see fair value gap, so this is the entry section, and then you don't see, there's no fair value gap here, there's no fair value gap, that is untapped. Everything is untapped. You can equally have your stop loss, very tight stop loss there about, so that would be 9 pip stop loss for this pair, or even just, let's say, 10 pip stop loss. And if you are looking for 10 pip stop loss, the risk to reward was 6.5 RR. So sometimes you don't need to fear, you just take the risk, and then everything follows up nicely. Alternatively, if you only took it sharp at that particular point, you took profit within the same day, you had already taken your 1 to 4 which is needed, which is even more than 1 to 4, so that you can confirm from your entries that 1 to 4 has already played out. So that is how to make the entry after you've seen 1 hour, after 1 hour candle. After the 1 hour candle, see where is the entry. So immediately 2 1 hour candles have already been formed, regardless of any strategy you use. Immediately 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 candles of 1 hour has formed in a direction. Shift to 5 minutes and 15 minutes and find the fair value gap. Then from that particular fair value gap, wait for 15 minutes to form in a direction, and then refine and take trade. In most occasions, it will always be working.